Imagine this. Team USA's starting guards have scored just 4 points in the Olympics. That's right, 4 points. Taurasi and Chelsea Gray are 2 for 12 from the field and 0 for 7 from 3. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark fans are losing their minds. They're saying Clark got snubbed, and now look what's happening. Is this the most embarrassing start in Olympic history? Alright, let's break down these shocking stats, because they're wilder than a buzzer beater in overtime. Taurasi and Chelsea Gray, 2 of the best guards in WNBA history, combined for a measly 4 points in the Olympics. That's not a typo, folks. 4 points total. These superstar guards shot a dismal 2 for 12 from the field. That's like missing 10 out of 12 free throws. It just doesn't happen to players of their caliber. But wait, it gets worse. They went 0 for 7 from three-point range. 0, zilch, nada. It's like they were playing with a blindfold on. Now imagine you're watching this game. You're sitting there expecting Taurasi and Gray to light it up, and instead they're clanking shots left and right. It's painful to watch. These are players who usually make defenses look silly, but in this game, they couldn't buy a bucket. But here's where it gets really interesting. While Taurasi and Gray were struggling on the world stage, Caitlin Clark was back home absolutely dominating the WNBA. This rookie sensation has been playing like she's been in the league for years. Clark's been dropping dimes like a vending machine gone haywire. Her court vision is out of this world. She sees passing lanes that don't even exist yet. And when it comes to scoring, Clark's been putting up numbers that make seasoned vets look twice, and her impact on the game goes beyond just stats, though. When Clark's on the court, the whole energy changes. Defenders are on high alert, never knowing if she's going to pull up for a deep three or thread the needle with a no-look pass. She's got that rare ability to make everyone around. You know what's really wild? Clark's doing all this as a rookie. Most players take a season or two to adjust to the pro game, but Clark walked in like she owned the place from day one. She's fearless, she's skilled, and she's got that killer instinct that separates good players from great ones. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are we talking about Clark when she's not even in the Olympics? Well, that's exactly what fans are asking, and they're not being quiet about it. The contrast between Clark's stellar play and the struggling Olympians has got people talking, and by talking, I mean shouting from the rooftops. You know what's crazier than these stats? What the fans are saying about them. Clark's supporters are going off, and they're not pulling any punches. They're questioning everything from the team selection process to whether some players are past their prime. One fan even said, "You tell me how Caitlin Clark couldn't make this team when the starting guards for Team USA have 4 total points in the Olympics." Ouch. That's the kind of comment that starts Twitter wars and endless debate shows. But before we dive into the fan reactions, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Is this just one bad game for Taurasi and Gray? Or is it a sign of something more? Are we witnessing a changing of the guard in women's basketball? These are the questions swirling around, and they're not easy to answer. On one hand, you've got proven winners with Olympic gold medals and WNBA championships. On the other, you've got a young phenom who's rewriting the record books and capturing the imagination of fans everywhere. It's not just about numbers, though. It's about the future of the sport. It's about who represents Team USA on the world stage. It's about the direction of women's basketball as a whole. And that's why fans are so fired up about this. One fan didn't mince words, calling it the most horrid start in the history of all bad starts to Olympic performances. Ouch. That's harsh, but can you blame them? When you see 2 of the best guards in WNBA history putting up numbers that wouldn't impress a high school coach, it's frustrating. Another fan took it even further, asking, "How do you get worse than bad?" It's like they're watching a different sport. These are players who usually light up the scoreboard, but in the Olympics, they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some fans aren't just mad about the performance. They're cooking up conspiracy theories faster than a microwave popcorn bag. They're saying Caitlin Clark isn't on the team because she's not part of the right club. What does that even mean? These fans think there's some secret handshake or something that gets you on Team USA. They're saying it's all about who you know, not how you play. It's like they think there's a VIP section in women's basketball and Clark didn't get an invite. One fan straight up said they don't want Clark playing with that group when she goes to the Olympics. It's like they're treating the current team like it's radioactive or something. They want Clark to play with younger players, make the team more interesting and competitive. And you know what's crazy? These fans are talking about Clark like she's some kind of basketball superhero. It's like they think she could swoop in, cape flowing behind her, and save Team USA single-handedly. They're acting like she's got magic powers or something. Let's be real for a second. Clark is good. Really good, but she's still a rookie. These fans are putting her on a pedestal so high you'd need a telescope to see the top. They're treating her like she's the second coming of basketball Jesus or something. And it's not just about Clark being good, though. These fans have an emotional connection to her that's off the charts. They're invested in her success like it's their own when they see her lighting up the WNBA while Taurasi and Gray struggle in the Olympics. It's like a perfect storm of emotions. You've got frustration with the established stars, excitement about the new kid on the block, and a whole lot of what-if scenarios. It's like a basketball soap opera, and these fans are eating it up like it's the last season of their favorite show. But here's the thing, all this drama, all these hot takes, they're not happening in a vacuum. This is about more than just one bad game or one rising star. It's about the future of women's basketball. It's about who represents the USA on the world stage. It's about change, and change can be scary. These fans see Clark as the future. They're ready for a changing of the guard. But change doesn't happen overnight. It's not like you can just snap your fingers and suddenly have a whole new team. There's history, there's experience, there's chemistry to consider. So while these fans are going off screaming for Clark to be on the team, there's a bigger picture to consider. Is this just a blip for Taurasi and Gray? Or is it a sign that it's time for new blood? Are the fans right to be this fired up, or are they overreacting? These are the questions swirling around, and they're not easy to answer. It's not just about numbers on a stat sheet. It's about the direction of the sport. It's about balancing respect for the veterans with excitement for the newcomers. It's complicated, messy, and absolutely fascinating. You know what's wild? The Fever haven't made the playoffs since 2016. That's a long time to be sitting on the sidelines. But Clark, she's not having any of that. She's got her sights set on changing the Fever's fortunes, and she's not shy about it. Clark straight up said, "I feel good. Obviously, we're in playoff contention. That's our goal. These last 15 games are going to be really important for us." That's not just talk. That's a rookie stepping up and saying, we're not here to make up the numbers, we're here to win. Now imagine you're a Fever fan. You've been through some tough seasons, you've watched your team struggle year after year. Then this rookie comes in, starts lighting up the scoreboard, and talks about playoffs like it's a given. That's gotta fire you up, right? But it's not just about what Clark says, it's how she plays. This girl is out there making seasoned pros look like they're playing in slow motion. She's threading passes through gaps that don't even exist. She's pulling up for threes from spots on the court where most players wouldn't even think about shooting. And here's the kicker. Clark's doing all this with the poise of a veteran. She's not getting rattled by the pressure. She's not letting the hype get to her head. She's just out there game after game, balling out like it's no big deal. You know who she reminds me of? Those NFL quarterbacks who come in and change a franchise overnight, the ones who step into the huddle as rookies and have everyone believing they can win it all. Clark's got that same vibe. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it. But here's where it gets really interesting. While Clark's tearing it up in the WNBA, she's missing out on the Olympics. And you know what? That might actually be a good thing. Think about it. Instead of being a backup on Team USA, maybe getting a few minutes here and there, Clark's the star of the show with the Fever. She's getting more playing time, more experience, more chances to develop her game. She's learning how to lead a team, how to handle the pressure of being the go-to player. Plus, let's be real. The way Clark's playing, she's going to have plenty of chances to represent Team USA in the future. This isn't her missing out, it's her gearing up for even bigger things down the road. But here's the real question. Is missing out on the Olympics actually good for Caitlin Clark? You might be surprised by the answer. Some fans think it's a blessing in disguise. They're saying Clark's better off focusing on her WNBA career right now. They think she'll be an even better player for Team USA in the future because of this experience. And you know what? They might be right. Clark's getting the chance to be the main attraction, to carry a team on her shoulders. That's the kind of experience you can't get sitting on the bench in the Olympics. But it's not just about playing time. It's about growth. It's about leadership. It's about Clark becoming the kind of player who can change the game every time she steps on the court. And that's exactly what she's doing with the Fever. She's not just playing, she's leading. She's got that rare ability to make everyone around her better. When Clark's on the court, the whole team plays with more confidence, more swagger. You know what's crazy? Some fans are actually happy Clark's not in the Olympics. They're saying it's better for her to dominate in the WNBA than ride the bench for Team USA. One fan even said, "I'm glad she's not on the team." Did you want her playing with all these haters? These fans think Clark's gonna take over the league. They're talking MVP, triple doubles, the whole 9 yards. One fan said, "Caitlin Clark is going to be a top 3 MVP candidate. It wouldn't shock me if she's got another couple of triple doubles in her." That's some serious hype. So here's the million-dollar question. Is Caitlin Clark the future of Team USA, or is she better off blazing her own trail? What do you think? Is she gonna rewrite the record books or what?